show it.
I'll just show it.
Because you try to use words.
Money boy, trade. Money boy, trade. Money boy, trade. 33 shots like pimpin' a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. 33 shots like pimpin' a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. Cashing out, hit the mall and I splurge. Purple activist sipping on serve. Every package insured and secured. Step my passport, I'm headed to Europe. Where you from, who you is, what you doing? Living life, taking pictures with tourists. Smoking loud, fuck a hater, can't hear him. It's a sale, yeah, I got him on clearance. Magic trick after work disappearing. Champagne color, the foreign, I'm steering. I'm too high cause I'm talking to Siri. Asking questions like, bitch, do you hear me? Frozen water, my wrist and my earring. Louis V from my head to my shoestrings. In the year hopping out feeling coopage. Keep a rushing like Vladimir Putin. I'm cocking, I'm aiming, I'm shooting. Full of loud, I'm a nuisance. Mr. Purr, I got flavors and juices. Easy E in his prime, I'm so ruthless. Pick a bone with my thug, he might do you. Making play, pulling up in the Uber. Full of moon rock, I'm stuck in the stupor. Stupid head, that little bitch need a tutor. Pussy tight, dripping, wet, leaking fluid. One night stand, kick her out and I'm through with it. Checks just like Nike, I'm doing it. Bitch on my dick cause I'm doing it. Killing this shit, I keep proving it. How you like it, we're done while I'm doing it. 33 shots like pimpin' a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. 33 shots like pimpin' a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd.
Camouflage just like an army nigga. Like bees on high, we gon' swarm a nigga. We bustin' that running, no warnings, nigga. I started out early like the morning, nigga. Converted my money to a foreign figure. Spotify title, we doing numbers. My word different now like Creed Summers. Go get what I won't, never need nothing. Keep two bumping like Three's Company. Like the casino, the streets is company. Chopping you down like a tree company. Honestly, trying to get mine abundantly. Never like a hater, so I'm still in front of me. Really ain't my fault what the streets have done to me. World so cold, gotta keep my gun with me. Used to be broke, people used to make fun of me. The same ones laughing, same ones they funning me. Calling my phone, asking can they come with me. Put in no work, cause they want some free. Jackets ain't swag, but they go on the stunt street. Double 2, 3, but they go on the 100 street. They scared to take a chance, I was on the post street. Been scared of heights, don't wanna see what's under me. Shooter get shot, can't let them take me underneath.
33 shots like pimpin' a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. 33 shots like pimpin' a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Toxic Masculinity Show. I am here with Joy Chit, who actually inspired this conversation we're having tonight because she said something about racial anxiety on a live last night, and I had never heard this term before. So after looking it up, I want to dive into it and see if it affects my life or any of you people's lives out there. The link is in the comment section pinned if anybody wants to join in on this conversation. How are you doing, Dirty Chat?
I'm doing good. How was your Sunday?
Are you doing your womanly duties right now?
You know I am.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
It's nothing sexier than a woman that cooks. So, do you have our footage queued up for where you got this shit started? It's your fault.
Oh my goodness. It was a conversation You were actually there, but that's another story.
I was kind of there. I fell asleep. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
First time ever. But I still caught that was actually an important part of the conversation because it was kind of like, as you said in the clip that we're gonna play, it was something that you heard like from panel to panel. So you brought it up and you taught me something last night because again, I had never heard of this shit before. I didn't know it was a thing.
It's okay, Maul. You abandoned the pod, but we forgive you.
I was there. I just passed out. And you saw the smoking I did last night. It happens.
I know. It's back there for you.
What's back there for me? Well, why you talking? Why you just sitting there? Let me.
Well, my man MoneyBoy Trey in the building. He said, hit that like or we gonna fight. Make sure you check him out on YouTube.
Yes, hit the like or we are going to fight. Joy, you gonna push the button?
Oh, yeah.
Push the goddamn button. Ricky Tan. I gotta get this in my glitter font. I like these fonts, but they're not shiny enough for me. They're not. They don't have that oomph. Ma'am, what are you doing? You just
I push play.
I don't see anything. I don't hear anything.
Oh,
You got your earphones in, don't you, motherfucker?
Okay, hold on. Dang
It's
it.
y'all. This dead air is all Joy's fault. It's not me. I typically don't have dead air, so now I'm just sitting here rambling and shit. Mad Militant, you part to blame for this conversation too. I can't believe what I heard this morning when I woke up. Y'all let Joy get away with murder. Y'all let her get away with pure murder, which wouldn't happen if I was asleep, so it's my fault, but damn. Y'all took an L for the team. Man, did you know anything about racial anxiety last night, man? When I heard, you know what? Where's the definition? I'm finna read.
Hold on.
I'm trying to.
It's still in my ear for some reason.
I don't know, sister, but I'm going to read the definition of racial anxiety. Racial anxiety refers to the heightened levels of stress and emotion that we confront when interacting with people of other races. People of color experience concern that they will be subject of discrimination and hostility. White people, meanwhile, worry that they will be assumed to be racist. Studies have shown that interracial interaction can cause physical symptoms of anxiety and that our nonverbal behaviors, making eye contact, using welcoming gestures or a pleasant tone of voice, for example, can be affected as well. When everyone in a conversation is anxious that it will turn negative, it often does. This causes a kind of feedback loop where the fears and anxieties of both white people and people of color are confirmed by their everyday interactions. Then there's the part that says why it matters, and it goes on to say one obvious way that racial anxiety affects our daily lives is in the aggravation of existing racial tensions. While this may seem small in comparison to larger structural challenges, racial anxiety affects interactions with teachers, employers, law enforcement, and healthcare providers. Racial anxiety also affects many areas of our lives in ways that are subtle but pervasive. To healthcare, for example, studies using patients of colors and doctors of other races, researchers found that patients will have shorter visits with white doctors and report less positive interactions. Bro, what the fuck are you doing? Well, yeah, so the only thing that I can, from off that definition, the only thing that I can say that resonates with me is police interactions and no matter the color or where I'm at, I kind of do the same protocol with police officers. So and the only time I'm uncomfortable talking to white people is if there's an ignorant nigga in the vicinity, making it uncomfortable for everyone. So I don't know about this racial anxiety. Out of the one thing I can agree with.
I have it queued up.
Well, all you gotta do is push play, darling.
All right.
Miss, I was early.
I keep forgetting about when I hook up these silly airplanes. Throw me off.
Cutting up in the street. You know what I'm saying? It's like they carry themselves totally different. But they got common stuff. Things that we can't get.
Are you sharing it or are you just gonna listen to it?
I can hear it.
Okay.
I mean, you can show the screen if you want to, but it's nothing to show but advertise.
Okay, no, you good. I just want to make sure you hear it.
I'll tell you when to stop.
I don't know. Kind of raising my boundaries.
You out there fighting in the street and stuff. We gotta fight you just to get in the car, get you in the car. They tell you to get in the goddamn car, boy. Y'all shut the fuck get in the car. No, I'm playing.
That's true, man.
Just an analogy of what I'm trying to say.
It's an accurate generalization.
So I just turned into a whole animal in the zoo. I was just trying to figure this one out. I lost my notes on that note.
I saw you warming up. I was about to hit the mute button. Like he on his own.
Oh no, I recognized when she said, "Don't speak to me." I said, "Let me be quiet."
Angry black woman.
Yeah, that is the sign.
You guys, you fellas, like seriously, you fellas gotta really stop.
But we know our black women, we know how to defuse the situation before it starts.
I guess so. I mean,
I'm too hot for this shit right now. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
You know, it's. I think sometimes, Joy, and I was at a dinner party like 4 weeks ago, and there was a woman who was speaking about black men and how she felt, black men were not this and that in the dating world. And I was very patient. White guy talked at the dinner party. Native American guy talked. And then when I spoke, I said, ladies, you really can't say this, that, and the other. And I said, it's women's job to get better and blah, blah, blah. The minute I said that, this other black woman said, you can't speak about black women like that. You generalize. I said, whoa. When the lady was speaking about black women, why was it not generalized? And then the white guy jumped in to help her. I said, okay, here's what's happening. I, as a black man, am not allowed to have a human conversation. I have to be controlled, it seems. I can't be free like the Native American guy who had 25 minutes of talking about what he was talking about. The white guy who you, black woman, did not interrupt. And the black woman who was talking about black men, and I didn't even interrupt. But the minute I start speaking as a human being, I'm told I can't do this. Okay, let me be quiet.
Let me ask you, fellas up here. Black women. So it's safe to say that you guys have racial anxiety.
What is that? That's a label?
Yeah.
That's some new shit. You were.
Well, it's not new because what I'm hearing from this panel to MoneyBoy's panel, there's a lot of racial anxiety that you guys are having.
Can you define what that is? I've never heard that before.
Racial anxiety is that you have to have a race conversation and feel nervous about approaching different races in conversation. And every time you're talking to someone else about it, it's always racial. And what I'm experiencing from being on these panels is that you guys have racial anxiety when it comes to Black women. It's always, well, when I was talking to this other race of people, I know how to talk to them, but when I get around these other kind of people, it's like anxiety comes around. And I was like, oh, let me say this, and if I say it like that, so it's racial.
I'll just show
it. You try to use words.
No.
Is there some women trickery to escape accountability?
It's not about women. It's racial anxiety because now you putting a color on it.
I refuse that. I refuse that premise.
You can stop it now.
All
right.
You can stop it now. So you actually were spot on with the racial anxiety definition, but I think well, that's how I took it. To me it seemed like you were trying to say that we have racial anxiety with Black women.
It from a little bit of research I did do on it, I have seen that.
No, I'm saying off what you said to him based off what we were saying on you.
It was pretty much on that aspects and on far as how, yeah. I don't want to go too broad in that conversation, but yeah, I'm gonna just say yeah.
That's what we're here for, ma'am. I need you to go broad into it. But that's what I took away from it. You were saying that we have racial anxiety with Black women. I think it's impossible, just like how we say it's impossible for Black people to be racist. I think it's impossible. I mean, yeah, it's impossible for us to have racial anxiety with Black women, simply because if you're Black, all you know is dating Black women. That's all you've ever been around. So it's not that we simply compare based off our experiences with other races and what we've seen. In my experiences, all women are with the shit. They all are, but there are levels of respect between each different culture and type of woman you encounter. But all of them are manipulative. All of them lie. All of them do the same shit.
I'm gonna just say the whole thing now that I'm re-listening to it over again from the time I was in that moment speaking with the man, with the racial anxiety that I feel like he's having with Black women, it can be still brought as for, okay, so let's say racial anxiety is when you feel nervous about being around. I don't know, you might go in the country somewhere and then you feel nervous because you're around a bunch of Caucasian people that you might think is going to do something to you, shoot you or kill you. The same racial anxiety you can have if you went to a hood club with all Black people and you're like, yeah, these niggas gonna start tripping and they might shoot my ass too. So it's both. So that's how I felt about the whole conversation about Black women. Maybe you guys have racial anxiety about Black women because it's always aggressive.
Well, it's impossible for us to do it, and I don't have a problem talking to any race of woman. Like the most exotic woman I've talked to was Australian and Japanese. I don't know how the fuck that, but that's what she said she was. I have no problem with these, but like they actually treat men differently. Like it's a reason why they have that stereotype. When he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. It's because the white girl is nice. That's the stereotype. The stereotype of white girls are they're nice, they're Becky's, they do whatever you want to. They suck dick good, they cook, they clean. It's a stereotype.
I mean,
it's a stereotype.
It is a stereotype, and the reason why you might get the angry Black woman is because you men, Black men, come at us with these insults before you even get to know us. Before you even know me, you're just like, oh, she's just an angry Black woman. And I'm like, okay, how did you get that from what?
Weren't you around
when Becky walks in, all of a sudden it's like angels and soft butterflies are flowing all around. Get the fuck out of here.
That's called white privilege, ma'am, and it's okay. But you were around when TLC made No Scrubs, right? You know how many men felt personally affected by that song because they weren't quote unquote. Matter of fact, that song is what Kevin Samuels was talking about back then. They were saying back then, if you ain't no high class man or high value man, I don't want you. So everybody that wasn't a high value man was offended by that song, and we just had to put up with it. And you talking about how we slight y'all? We make songs like Dear Mama. I always love my mama. Where the daddy song at?
Papa was
Papa
Rolling
was a
Stone.
Ding.
And let's not forget.
Every time y'all make a song about a nigga, it's dissing him. Phil was my father because my biological didn't bother.
Papa Was a Rolling Stone was not made by a woman.
No, I'm saying anytime a song is made about the dad, it's a fucked up ass song. My daddy wasn't there. He was
That's
a
not
Rolling
true.
Stone.
Will Smith made a nice dad song in Shaq.
Will made a song to his son, and Shaq said that Phil, his stepdad, was his father because his biological didn't bother.
But
so
he was
he was shitting on his real daddy, ma'am. You can't throw that part out. He ain't had to bring up the biological father. He could have just talked about Phil, but no, I'm a diss this nigga. You heard the dude bring up last night in '81 when Oprah shot pow with that, but there are more songs from women moms being praised, even baby mama songs. It ain't no baby daddy songs out here. We had to do the stepdaddy, and we laughed at that shit. Because the kids were talking crazy to the nigga in stepdaddy. But Terrence, have you heard of this term? I mean, Pure Memphis, have you heard of this racial anxiety term?
No, I'm new to it. I've never really I don't really experience racial anxiety.
Well, the only one that I could feel is police interactions.
I don't feel uncomfortable then. I mean,
so when you get pulled over, you don't have your hand at 10 and 2.
Yeah, man, I'm just chilling, man.
But
when the police pull me over, I'm
10 and 2.
I can't say I do every time, but a lot of times is my demeanor and the way I respect the officer it smooths the path. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how they respond to me when I roll the window down,
you're gonna have
determines if I loosen up.
Yeah, you're gonna have dickhead officers anyway. But most officers, if you cool with them, they cool with you, man.
I'm saying I'll loosen up depending on how the interaction is when they tell you to roll the window down. But until then, 10 and 2 tell me to roll the window down. Okay, license, registration, my handgun right here. My wallet is in my back pocket. I'm not reaching for my gun. I do all of that shit. I don't care what color they are. It's just what I do.
And I can agree with Pure Memphis because I think my racial anxiety comes because I never had no interaction with the police that was a bad interaction. The 10 and 2 I really don't do because I know I'm good. The only time I have racial, well, okay, we could chop it up as me being a woman, but I do also have now a 22-year-old son that lives out of state going to school, and I do feel nervous for him.
He 10 and 2.
I'm not hovering around him like I used to when he was a boy. Now he's a man, and my racial anxiety comes in full effect because this college he goes to is in a rural country type of state. So I do feel nervous for him because he's not a bad kid, but sometimes
he's a black kid.
Yeah.
Well, Joy, have you ever immersed yourself in someone else's culture?
I have not. I'm not going to break that thing.
Most of us have not.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what cures your racial anxiety. All I know is what's helped me is immersing myself in other people's culture. Hispanic culture. I've been around a lot of Hispanic people. I'm in an interracial marriage, so I'm around Caucasian people. I think it was more so I grew up in a mixed environment. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with strong black dudes, strong black women, strong white dudes, and strong white women. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with it all, and so I don't know. I'm just comfortable in my own skin, man.
Bro, we worked at Pat O's. We can assimilate anywhere.
Yeah. So
I get where you coming from then, because if you're saying it like that, I grew up in South Central Los Angeles. All I know is Hispanics. I didn't really grow up around Caucasians until my mom was out of the.
Well, growing up around somebody is not immersing yourself in their culture.
Well, if you mean in like being involved with their culture and their lifestyle, then I'm gonna say yes.
Go hang out with them, eat their food.
Yeah,
study what they study. Release.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all I know.
And just absorb. This is a tough subject because racial anxiety is such a broad spectrum.
I didn't know it existed until you stood us up last night too, motherfucker. But had you been on that live last night, that's when racial anxiety came up when we were on Joy's channel. I did not know this was a thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Pierre, you kind of stood me up. You kind of vamped out on my ass. I'm like, damn, where'd he go? He was like, I'll be there, y'all.
Everybody showed up but you.
I'm sorry.
And Pierre Memphis, don't let MoneyBoy play you because he left too.
Oh, okay.
I didn't leave. I fell asleep, ma'am.
Same difference.
No, I was there the whole time. When I woke up, I was still in the show.
I think that we live in an age now where the media they encourage our division, but then they have this fake tolerance thing going on.
But the thing about it's new to me, but I can understand certain aspects of it because it's like white people in 2010, they have anxiety talking to black people because anything they say may be construed as racist.
Oh, bro, the other day.
So I could understand that, but I didn't know this. I'm still baffled that this is a thing.
I got a taste of racial anxiety the other day. We live in a pretty decent neighborhood, and I was pushing my garbage cans down to the curb. And as I'm pushing them, this white lady, she's walking.
She have her dog?
No, she's just doing she had a little exercise outfit on, you know. And so I'm telling you something, this lady almost broke her ankles to cross the street. And I'm looking like, damn, for real? You know, so it is what it is.
Hello, Dr. Jefferson. And she's still on mute. But yeah, I didn't, but again, I guess there's only two things that I can really resonate with it. And it's typically I'm uncomfortable talking to white people if there's a loud, ignorant, obnoxious black person in the midst. Then I'm uncomfortable because it's like, oh God, you embarrassing us in front of everybody. Do you have no self-awareness? Do you have no home training? But as far as just me having a conversation with white people or any other race, I don't have a problem with it. I guess it's because through first through eighth, I was the only black kid at my school, so it's all I knew was white people at school. And when I went home in the neighborhood, I had my black people.
I feel more social anxiety around black people.
Racial anxiety, not social, racial.
Yeah, racial. Simply because black people are the only people where we force each other to live in a stereotype. We force each other. Like every black person has to be a Democrat. Every black dude has to dress like this. Every black woman has to act like this. And if you dare go against that status quo, you will be excoriated by your own community.
This is true.
And so
I don't think they force it on you. They just make it cool. And if you're not doing what's deemed cool, then you're a lame.
Bro, I got family members, cousins, who done unfriended me because of my social and political views.
Shit happens. I don't think any of my family watches me.
But
Life
it's
goes
supposed,
on.
but it's supposed to be family. We supposed to be able to exchange ideas and break bread with each other.
Family or not, nobody is exempt from being cut off. That's my philosophy.
But to be so petty as to I'm your blood, so to be so petty to unfriend me over my political views, you show how small you are. That's all I'm saying.
Well, cancel culture, man. That's what they do. Dr. Jefferson, are you still there? Joy Chit, are you there? They just left us.
Damn.
So, yeah, when Joy was using it, but she was using it in the context of us having it against black women. And I said, I don't think that we have the racial anxiety into them. We just compare it to what we've seen or experienced outside of our race. It's like it's not a secret that black men can date damn near women from any ethnicity.
But see, Pure Memphis pretty much summed that up for what you're saying about how maybe I got it, the terminologies and got everything misconstrued, but it is, you can't have racial anxiety against your own race because just like Pure Memphis just said, he gets anxiety around his own people. And sometimes I do too. And I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes you feel a little nervous at that little backyard barbecue that you didn't know who was gonna be there.
Yeah,
see, that's not where my anxiety comes from. My anxiety comes from the black community lives on this Democratic Party plantation. And if you dare speak against the accepted status quo of the black community, you will be ostracized.
Fuck them people. I'm worried about the thugs.
So
sir.
that's where my anxiety comes from. The fact that the black community's mentality is on Norplant, and it won't give birth to anything new because it constantly aborts everything new.
I'm worried about the thugs, sir. I'm worried about the thugs. That's it. I ain't scared. I'm not scared of people that look like you, sir.
But in terms of black women, man, black women are just as privileged as white folk.
They are. That's why I told her experience with the police is completely different than what a man does. They give y'all a lot of leeway. Y'all can actually talk shit to the police. Me and Kate.
I don't believe that.
Whatever. Hey,
black women can walk around the workhouse cussing like sailors. You let a black man do that shit, he fired.
I was about to call you Blondie, but I see you switched it up on me again. Keep them guessing.
Yeah, you know, I have to keep it constantly something different at this point.
Blonde suits you though.
Really?
You got to go on like a blonde week.
Okay, I might do that. I might do that for like maybe a full. I don't know. Full week is a lot. So black makes you look younger. You know.
Dr. J, just tell them that was your Saturday hair.
This is my look. This is my event.
I like the Saturday hair, but what do you have to? Again, I'm still baffled that this is a thing. You said that it actually is a clinical term. Could you go more in depth into racial anxiety, and is it valid?
Racial anxiety is more so specific phobia, and specific phobias are things that cause fears for particular people or whatever. So when you look at the race component and you look at everything that's going on right now, you will see people appear to have what seems like it's social anxiety, and because it's related to only race or subjects around race or specific experiences that are triggered that bring up previous experiences about race related, negative experiences or trauma or whatever, then people present with a reluctance to move into those spaces. And so they typically separate themselves, do things that we see the Black community doing right now, and it's a vicarious type of trauma and a vicarious type of anxiety and phobia that is passed down from generation to generation at that point. And to go to what Pure Memphis was speaking about, it's sad, but if you do history taking, Black people have a long history. African people have a long history of bullying people into doing things, behaviors that they don't necessarily desire to move into, and they still do it now. And several nations of Africa. It's your innate nature. That's what I tell people. And the best way to move around that is to move outside of what we call social comparison theory and start to differentiate from your family of origin, culture of origin.
Yep.
Start to explore the rest of the world through a different lens. Be more curious, more so than know it all. And the reality is, the more people learn that ties them to their actual truth, the less they will have to, or less they will desire to move in the way that they do right now. I think that oftentimes the Black and brown community moves into this disingenuous phase of, oh, well, we've been in slavery for 400 plus years and we need reparations because these people did this to us. You see, the us component is no person, no human being is still living 400 plus years later. This is what we're told by somebody else. Somebody else's story.
I'm sorry. Do you disagree with that premise?
What? That something has happened to the us, the you?
Yeah.
No, I completely. It's unbelievable because you're not 400 years old.
So how do we draw a correlation? I'm trying to speak for the people who preach the reparations argument. How do we? Can there be a direct correlation between what went on 300 or 400 years ago and now?
When you say a direct correlation, help me understand what you mean.
Well, the people who argue for reparations, they talk about how white people got a 200-year head start on the Black community. Is that a fair argument?
No.
Can you elaborate?
It isn't. Well, like I said, I think it's about connecting yourself to your history. So if that's the argument, right? I think it's comical that some people will make that argument. If that's the argument, then how did your slave ancestors first end up in shackles to come over here in insurmountable numbers? Do you know what kind of firepower that would take? Does anybody know how many original colonizers came over here with white skin and started this land? Do you know how many people that would take? Have you seen the strength of an African man from Africa the origin of that, not mixed up with all of these different races, but I mean an African man?
They're brutes.
Okay, so do you really think? I mean, just basic consciousness. Basic intelligence. Do you think that a few colonizers left their entire families for months at a time to travel across these waters and they were able to grab and steal this many Black African men from their tribes, from their nations at a time, even if they were sleeping?
So are you throwing the whole slavery argument out the window?
Oh no, slavery has definitely been a thing for ages and ages and ages and ages.
I throw it out as an excuse for anything that we're going through today.
Well, let me ask Doctor one more question. So how do we get over here and become enslaved now?
That's why I say you should do your own history taking. Don't take it from my story. Take it from.
We were sold, my guy. We were sold by niggas.
No, you were sold by Africans because you were enslaved.
Those are niggas too, ma'am.
That's the answer I was looking for.
Yeah, but what I tell people is to do a little bit of history taking and travel. Yes. Like, especially the extremely woke Black Americans, right? When I was in Africa, I probably experienced the most devastating trauma of my entire life.
Where in Africa were you?
Seeing the truth of Africa. history and current.
Sorry, where in Africa were you?
Let me finish this statement. So while there,
but that does matter.
Okay, so after I'm done with this statement, you can say whatever you need to say or ask whatever you need to ask. So while being there, and our plane was shot down, it was the most traumatizing experience for me.
You survived that?
Sir, yeah, her information may be classified, sir. But yes,
I did survive it, but it was one of those experiences where your truth is forced.
And you got to talk about that, though. Your plane was shot down? Why?
I have a colleague who has.
She's in the military, sir.
Yeah.
Over which airspace?
That part I can't discuss.
Gotcha.
So you want to provide the context?
Well, she was in the military, man. She can't give away the information. That's classified information.
Right.
So it was a war zone.
So there are several places that are a war zone there. But during that time, because it's more present day, and this was like 15 years ago. Okay. 15. So it's still more present day to see the things that I saw then there. And we didn't know exactly where we were when we were initially taken down.
You have to elaborate. What did you see?
But I'm just going to say I saw places in the world that didn't look like any of the places that I had been. And at that point, I thought had lived in every country, every nation. You know what I mean? You see what we see what we're exposed to, right? And so being over there in that space, it gave me a very clear and concise conceptualization of civilization that is not civil. So I'll say that. So what I learned is that while we live in America, and at the time I was living in Finland, but while America is a place that's very much developed, it's very much organized and structured, many other parts of the world are too, right? To be in this version of what
we're uncivil.
Right. And then you think, like, having been in Nigeria and lived in Nigeria, you wouldn't have known that you were in Africa at all. That's what I'm telling you. So there are several parts of the continent that are undeveloped, but
there's also beautiful parts.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's just the things that go on there.
Wow. More shitty parts than beautiful parts.
Wow.
Keep it real.
So let me ask you this, doctor. So are you when you say the lack of civility over there, are like when you witness the lack of civility in this country, are you saying that it's reminding you of that?
It reminds me of the origin of where it comes from. So that's what made me start asking questions, should I say. So when I started asking questions in more civilized parts of Africa, right, asking them after surviving that 4 months later, they gave me answers. And they weren't answers that I was okay with sitting with, but they were answers that had to be, I guess, brought to the forefront of my consciousness. So it helps me to have a better understanding of everything that I had seen and get a better context of, okay, this is what it looks like when nobody steps in, when multiple countries don't step in and engage in a war with a country that is so ridden, what do they say, with what they call toxicity or negative energy and things like that. They call it spiritual negativity. But when we don't intervene, when we don't step in Iraq and Iran, these countries still suffer these types of atrocities because America's not pushing their value system on them. The French isn't pushing their value system on them. Europe isn't pushing a value system on them. So they live the free way that they've always lived and has
that's not true. I have to interject.
Okay,
You're vague with what you're saying, right? But you were there because you were in the military, correct?
I was in the space that I was in because I was in the military, yes.
Okay. We all know what the military is about. in Africa, the continent, which is 54 countries, the U.S. is not in there to do much peace work. They're in there for a particular reason. Whether it's Somalia, whether it's Rwanda, when they had their issues, that's the type of environment that you're in, right? So even if you were in World War II in Germany, you would have seen the exact same atrocities, right? But the point I'm making here is that when you look at the history, remember 54 countries. These countries, pardon me?
Established countries. So unincorporated.
Well, no, but established by who? Established by who? Because no, not their government, by Europeans. The borders were created and divvied up, not even in the continent. They made that decision in Europe, in some type of back room, and they had all the European countries, Belgium, France, the UK, all the others, and they decided how they were going to split up the continent without even talking to anybody in those places. So what ended up happening is that when they created
parts of Africa.
Sorry, but let me finish. So what happened is when they went to the continent and started dividing up the borders, they divided tribes and they divided the different ethnicities between multiple borders. If you look at the Yoruba people, you have Yoruba people in Benin, you have Yoruba people in Nigeria, and another country as well too in Western Africa. But the Yoruba people span across a whole period of that area. But when you divide these borders, then you start to have conflict because what the Europeans did, they divided it based on the ports, based on where they could bring the ships in. So in other words, the places that developed based on European standards were places that had access to the ports. And if they cut it in certain ways where, for example, one tribe or one area of people did not have access to the ports, what happens is that those people get the short end of the stick. Whereas the people who lived by the ports were now in favor of the quote unquote Europeans who was bringing in shipments through their boats. So then you had conflict.
Pardon my presence.
Yeah. You can hear me?
Yeah, hold on.
Hey,
Like,
Part, are you?
I hear feelings. So what? So what?
You gotta let me speak on this one. So what happens? That created a lot of conflict within the whole continent.
Hey, Part,
a whole bunch of people were displaced.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yep.
So are you talking about the white European exploitation of Africa?
That's part of it as well too. But I'm referring to how we see Africa based on the different countries.
Okay, how do we see Africa? I'm just trying to gain understanding.
Me too.
Well, when you look at the map, a couple of things. When you look at the map of Africa, Africa is not that small.
No, it's huge. Yeah.
You could fit numerous. You could fit. Well, I'm going to go to detail, but you could fit numerous United States within the continent.
Yeah.
It's a large space, but what it shows, as far as the maps, it's incorrect. It's inaccurate, right? So that's one thing people need to understand. It's a huge space. On top of that, the way how the borders exist, when you say them or those people or their government, it's not the African people. It's not the tribes, the people that live there. It was Europeans who created all of those borders amongst themselves. So imagine somebody even comes to your house. They decide they're going to divide up your neighborhood how they see fit. They don't live in your neighborhood. They live somewhere many miles away, and they're going to determine how they're going to separate your houses, your bedrooms, your kitchen. Imagine they do that. They impose those restrictions, and then now.
But they did Canada like that. They did the United States like that. You get over it.
Against the natives, right? The Indians. And what happened to them? The indigenous people.
They got over it. They got over it. They created shit.
They're virtually extinct.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
not necessarily. So the thing
they
is,
have
are
their
you
own
from?
land.
Wait, let me ask this question. So, are you from Africa? How many people from Africa ascribe to the way that you see Africa? How many
I have family there.
with them?
Because I've
Sorry?
heard nothing but horror stories from people
Where
that have came over.
right, but not all of them
Well,
have
it
negative
depends.
experiences. I mean, my son
Yeah, it
is
depends
living
what country.
right now with his wife, and so we have that property there. But help me understand how many people you know personally. How many times have you been to the continent and explored Africa?
I've been, but
Mhm.
as far as here's the thing that people need to understand: the, the U.S. their biggest export is television programming.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to those countries, they're watching Love and Hip Hop. They're watching Real Housewives. They're seeing how Americans quote unquote live through MTV Cribs, wherever the case may be, the programming. When they see those things, they're aspiring to live the American dream. So what happens is that you have a lot of brain drain. You have a lot of people who are pretty much risking their lives to come over here.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're doing it, but we
whenever
do the same thing as Black Americans. We see the same housewives and the rappers and the drug dealers, and they risk their
Yeah.
lives to
Wait,
do the same thing.
let him finish his statement because a lot of African nations don't have television. And I came up when this version of television and this whole version of the way you guys communicate, you couldn't take a cell phone across these, none of that stuff. So go ahead with your
well,
narrative.
I'm referring to the present day or probably in the last 20 years. So what I'm talking about is the fact that a lot of people they leave their countries, they abandon their countries, looking to live the American dream because they think it's better. Whenever you have that type of mentality, the country that they're leaving is going to fall by the wayside. You're going to end up in situations where the government is going to exploit the people. You're going to end up in situations where the brightest, the strongest, the most talented leave. Think about the ghettos in the U.S. or North America. Once you have people who are making it, once you have people who have a talent, do they stay? They leave. And what
So
happens to the people that remain?
Well, it's not true. They have Dollywood, sir.
I was but
Dollywood.
yeah,
Yes,
there's actually
Who has
there's
Dollywood?
one area in
Who has
Nigeria.
Dollywood?
Nigeria. It's
Nollywood.
well. Yeah, that's what I said. I said it wrong. I said Dollywood. I'm thinking about it, Nashville. Yes, Nollywood.
This man said Dollywood.
Yeah, I fucked up. Players fuck up. Damn.
But
I
but
must
that's
need to
not
go up
to
there.
You thinking
so
about
wait,
them titties, ain't you?
let me
You
go
thinking
on
about them
let me go
titties,
on
ain't
to this.
He's in
The thing
Memphis.
is, I think that oftentimes people see, and you guys, you read a lot. So my thing is, like I just said prior to my narration, you should definitely visit and talk to people who have been there. So whether you have distant family who lives in that space, whether you have people who live there, and obviously if they live there, they live in a more incorporated part of Nigeria. There are some spaces that British England was responsible for helping them move forward,
South
and the
Africa.
way that you see the nations of Africa have nothing to do with what's in Africa or how Africans encompass their history. So
so
I believe in getting the information from the horse's mouth. These are
there
people
it is.
that I
So
know
why
from
are the
Yeah,
natives
that's where I get my
live
information
there.
from as well too.
why are the natives not benefiting from all the mining that's going on in Africa?
A lot of reasons. So Africans, they don't typically mine, period. This is more of a modern day thing for them. The diamond mines are still being discovered every single day. Now you do have
Cobalt
some
too.
spaces, yeah. You do have some spaces where they're starting to dig now that were unincorporated places, but like I said, you have so many radicalists and so many of these little mock armies out there trying to control territories because these are uncharted
Yes.
territories. They're Africa. If you when you go there, it's a lot of stuff that they can do it the way I see it. Their governments, if they work together, but there is so much divisiveness. So you can't mine in spaces where somebody else is saying this is my ancestors' territory for XYZ amount of time, and they have their own little army to protect that said land. So expansions require a certain type of mindset in their government. Africa is just now in the place
That's
that
that's not
very
that's not it. The reason why they're having problems because in certain countries they don't manufacture the goods. What's happening is that
so
they're
why don't
shipping
they
out the raw.
manufacture the goods?
So I'll finish. So what's happens that they're shipping out the raw material to other countries, or that they're exporting it to other countries, whether it's European countries, wherever it may be. They're exporting their raw goods, and then another country is refining them, and then the other country is able to sell it, or not able, but they end up selling it back to those same African countries at a premium. And this is
I'll
just do
it. You try to use words.
this is where you end up with a deficit, because now the same goods that they have that they're shipping out to another country, now that country is selling it back to them at a premium price. They end up in situations where they can't afford the same things that they're shipping out. Now, as far as what the doctor was saying, why is that the way it is? Because who benefits from making sure that these African countries don't develop enough to create their own manufacturing companies
And
and their own
Europe,
manufacturing?
Europe.
Exactly. So they keep it in a way where they give up the goods. Don't worry about learning how to manufacture these things. We'll do it. You just work in the mines and give us your raw material, and we'll
Yeah,
do the rest.
it's the
And
same
this
thing in this country.
They've
exactly.
always done that with the resources in their country.
The
Though that
same
shit ain't
thing with
nothing
the
new.
United States.
No, but here's the thing: the leaders that wanted to develop the country, the leaders that had the mindset to say, you know what, we need to produce for ourselves, for our own benefits. What do you think happens to them?
What leaders? What leaders?
They go on to lead healthy lives, sir.
No, they get
Wait.
assassinated.
No,
Yep.
so the
Yeah.
leaders in
Patrice
Africa
Patrice
that
Lumumba
get assassinated are
assassinated.
due the leaders in Africa that get assassinated is due to corruption, heavily due to corruption.
But we just saw what happened to Haiti,
Yes, I did.
right? So when you say corruption, who is the person, who is the entities that are creating this corruption, that's
It was
creating
a
this
gang
environment?
People
banger.
in the high spaces in government.
The same ones who
No,
created apartheid.
yeah, foreign entities that have interest. Tell me this: why is the U.S. so invested into Haiti? If Haiti is the poorest country in the world,
Why is that?
Haiti is not necessarily the poorest country in the world. They say there's the poorest because just like America, they have a deficit that's owed to so many other countries. So
why
if
is there
you think
deficit?
about because they believe in borrowing and they sign in their promissory notes, but they don't never deliver. And that's just how they've always been. The US does the same thing.
That's not. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'll give you an example. Do you know Cuba? Cuba is a rich
they're
country.
separate. That's Cuba is a whole separate entity.
Okay, but my point is that Cuba is a rich country,
But
but
why do they
the
have so
people
many defectors
Independent
then?
entity. They're
exactly,
independent.
Why
exactly.
did they have so many defectors if they're
But
so
they're
rich?
poor. But they're poor. The reason why, because you have the
They have
government, you have the
totalitarian
U.S.
government that doesn't
No,
participate
no,
in the UN.
no. That's not why. That's
That's
not
right.
why. Because you have American embargoes that are placed on the country
Yeah.
that prevents them from being able to export and do business with other countries. I've been
But
to
They
why do
Cuba.
you think
started
that
lifting those though.
yeah, I was just
I
about to say,
heard.
I
why do
know.
I
you
heard.
think
No,
I
no.
why do
just
you think
heard that
that
that wasn't always true.
it wasn't
It
always
wasn't always
true,
true. It,
but
it, ha- it
I
happened
don't
in
think
during
that's the
It
case.
happened
I
during
think.
Kennedy.
in negotiations, Cuba refuses. They're the only person that refuses. They're the only person in the group with a representative that refuses to go on to get along per se when it's time to negotiate.
But
So
that's
if
their
you
right. It's their autonomous
so
country.
you're right.
They have a right to
So
refuse.
so if they have a right to refuse, other parts of the UN have a right to refuse to do business with them, and that's just how it works.
So why did Barack Obama go to Cuba? What was the whole point of that?
I can't speak on that.
To lift
Why?
embargoes and
Why
I'm
can't
not.
you
shit.
speak on that, Doc?
I can't.
They're looking for Shakur, Asada Shakur.
You can make whatever assumptions you want. So
Foreign,
That
I
was
don't
a
have to comment on
rumor.
that.
So why did
yes,
so why
sir.
did Barack Obama double down on the mining in Africa?
I can't
Because
speak
we
on that.
like because we like
Come
our
on, Doc.
iPhones, sir. We like our iPhones and our Androids. That's why.
So I'll say this: if you look at the level of corruption in some of these governments, there are reasons for it, and it has nothing to do with England. I think that people like to look at Europe as a bully and look at Europe as the reason for everything that exists in this world. They're only responsible for documentation, and that's pretty much it. And that's just initial documentation because everybody started their own afterwards. But politically speaking, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of progressive. There are a lot of movements that need to be put in place, and certain presidents stand to get those things accomplished. Let's say that. All presidents can't do what some presidents can.
So, which category is Barack in? The can or the can't?
When he became president, they increased the amount of U.S. bases in Africa.
Why?
I can't speak on that.
Come on, pardon my presence. Come on.
Man, that nigga's a sellout. I said that earlier today. We're gonna start calling these motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
That nigga's a sellout.
You know what?
Shit.
I can't say for sure.
The bush.
I can't say for sure why they did it.
Doctor, why are you so restricted in what you want to say?
Because she works for the government, sir, and she can't talk about certain shit.
I'm sorry, pardon. Go ahead, man.
And she is military.
Exactly, which means that we probably might not get the truthful answer from her, right?
Oh, don't start that, man. She's doing her best.
I just want.
She is, but she is a little bit compromised based on her past as far as being in the military. But here's what I'm going to say: the reason why I think that they have more bases, or they put more bases while he was there, is because there's a Cold War going on between the U.S. and China, right? And China pretty much has infiltrated into certain parts in Africa, and even in the Caribbean as well too. So the way how I look at it, it's a way to compete. But I don't think they're winning.
Pardon my presence. Are you having racial anxiety?
Me?
Are you having racial anxiety because you're from Canada and she's from Finland?
No, you know what? When you guys are talking about that whole situation, I've been told I don't sound black. I've only heard that when I entered this space.
From black people.
Well, from I guess black Americans, right? But I have no problem hanging around with any type of people. I mean,
but pardon, let's call this what it is. When you're around a profession, I get told I don't sound black too, and that's around a certain segment of our community.
Yeah,
it's not around the professional segment of our community.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you go to certain segments of our community, because we as black people think we can give and take your blackness.
Exactly.
We think we can give and take your blackness at our own free will,
or something they could earn.
If Joe Biden can do it, then black people can do it.
Come on, MoneyBoy, don't start that.
He took it.
That's part of the problem when you have the idea that you can earn. When you have the idea that you can earn blackness, then you're going to end up with Hillary Clinton with hot sauce in her purse. You're going to have Joe Biden serving Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Joe Biden is not the president of the black community. The white liberal is the president of the black community.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
The white liberal, the white leftist liberal runs black.
That's what we was talking.
The financiers.
Well, no, you saw the black women saying we did it when Biden won. They said they swung the election.
Okay, you have all these women talking about a fair shot. Where are all these women at when a dude takes some hormones and wants to play in their sport?
What's wrong with
They ain't saying shit. They don't say shit about nothing. They worried about.
You think somebody that's born a man should be able to compete with women?
Why not?
It's because it's an athletic event. If I had a chance to go play in the WNBA, I would bone all them chicks out there, literally on the game and fucking them too. I'd bone the shit out of them.
And please realize this: our U.S. soccer team, who's won the last 3 gold cups, were beaten by the 15 and under national team of boys.
Mm-hmm.
High school teams they were losing to, and they're the best of the best women, and they're losing to high school
where
boys.
Are all the women talking about fairness when it comes to a man who's hopped up on estrogen or whatever it is, compete in their sport. Where are all the fair play women now?
Well, I don't think that there is anything wrong with it. I think sporting events are sporting events. I think
So
women
God
should be
doesn't decide
allowed to
gender?
gender has nothing to do with sports.
God
So
doesn't
you
decide
okay
gender.
with me picking up a basketball, going out there in the
Wow.
WNBA, averaging? I would average 30 right now at my advanced age. I would average
Yes.
30 in the WNBA.
Advanced age. Yeah,
Hey,
but
money boy, money boy, and get some
it's
pussy
a
after the game.
That's what I said. I would bone the
I
shit
hope
out them
everybody
folks.
takes really good showers. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
What the shower got to do with it?
It's unfair for a man to be able to wrestle and box women. I don't give a damn how much estrogen he takes. He still has man strength in him. He gets to box and wrestle women. That's unfair.
Well, men have denser
That's so
muscles,
stupid.
thicker bones. You cannot rewrite God's will, no matter how many drugs you take.
It's a reason women don't play football. Like they would be broken in half every single hit.
Hey, and Doc,
So because
I'm gonna tell you straight up, Doc. If a woman I played football in high school. If a girl came out there and started saying, "I'm gonna kick this football," I would come around that corner and knock her ass out.
Yes.
They play up to grade 8.
Yeah,
So
that's why they made the Vanderbilt lady a kicker, because they knew damn well if she actually played a position where she got tackled, something would be broken or ruptured.
did anybody ever look up?
But she still stands to get tackled.
So has anybody ever
kicking,
looked
no,
up
she didn't.
hormones? Has anybody ever looked up if hormones is restricted from the Olympics?
Growth hormones?
Yes, human
Yeah,
growth
I would say so,
hormone, any type of extra testosterone or estrogen is banned.
Well, they
No, it's
banned
not.
they
I'm
banned
asking that question because I'm
No, it's
looking at
not.
the list of drugs. I'm looking
How
at
is
the
that
list of
possible
drugs.
when we got
Well, you can't.
we
Okay,
got a
so
training
here's
weightlifter?
yeah, just what I was about to say. So if we're thinking about it medically, you can't detect hormones in a person's system. There are some men who naturally have a very low level of testosterone. So
Oh, come on, man. I know a man from a woman.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm talking about the blood work. That's what they use to confirm whether or
Look,
not drugs
there are
are
scientific differences between the genetic makeup of a man and a woman.
They're
There are
just stronger and faster.
They are.
They're not looking for the scientific difference. They're only looking for drugs. If you're looking for drugs, you're only looking into the chemical components.
So we have a woman right now who is at home because she smoked some weed, but this other woman can take all these drugs and compete in the Olympics as a woman.
Drugs?
In what sport?
Yes, those are what she's taking
in
is
the
something
shot
to
put.
enhance her. She's
Really?
not a man.
Yes. There is a woman, so-called woman, who's born a man competing in the shot put.
Yeah, that's an unfair advantage.
She's a woman.
But
It's
she's
not a woman.
automatically stronger than every woman out there, though. She has the ability. She has the ability to lift more weight than these women.
Okay,
Doctor, I just want to know where you get that frame of thinking from. That shit ain't sweet at all. Where you get this frame of thinking from?
It's not
Finland.
It's not true because I've been in situations where it's easy for a man to think that he's stronger than a woman just because he's a man, and it's easy for a woman to think that it's
proven.
Yeah, it's proven with those particular people.
No,
especially in
every
sports.
man and woman on
Especially in sports.
Okay, so if I had to say, for the vast majority of sports, right? Yes, men tend to be stronger than women. Why? Because they're lifting weights and women aren't.
No, it's not.
Women lift weights too. Basketball players lift weights as well. Track runners lift weights as well with their legs. But they can't lift as much as men. They just can't. They're physically incapable of it.
See, this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like.
Hey, put up that words drop.
Right? And I'd be able to see it.
Just show it.
I'll just show it.
Because you try to use words.
We're just stronger. We are stronger, physically stronger. It is unfair that this grown ass man gets to go pick up a shot put that the shot put literally feels lighter to to him than all those women because he's been a man his whole life.
The argument, but the realities are, as long as the rules are male to female, that's just what it's gonna be.
So we got Juwanna Man in the Olympics. Okay.
I need to go play for the WNBA.
So for you backing the athletes as far as this, that means you back the whole HR1 thing, right?
I don't take a particular stand. My clients are males and females. I don't discriminate.
I'm not asking that. For you just spoke up for the athletes. I'm asking you, are you are you a follower of this HR1 bill that they're trying to pass?
I heard about it, yes. And I am
it's basically talking about the same thing.
I'm not. So bills are one thing. That's where you're talking about implementing new laws.
Good question, Matt.
And things like that. So when I look at it from a pragmatic lens as to whether or not it's fair, as to what the rules are now and what the constructs are right now and laws are right now,
you just spoke on it. What you just spoke on is part of that HR1.
Yes.
It's the reality, but the HR1 is trying to implement bills that state the same things that are obvious. I don't think that you need bills that state the things that are obvious. If you're going to make a man a woman,
do you think it's right for any man to be mingling with any woman, sports or in private settings?
So when you say man, you mean natural born man or penis holding man or
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying because you just gave us a whole which call. Now, do you think it's right for a grown man? You think it's right for a grown man dressed like a fucking woman to be coming out of a woman's bathroom
if he has
with little girls?
If he has a penis, the answer is going to be no. I don't think that that's right.
I have a question for you, doctor.
But you're just standing up for it though on the athletic tip.
But this one doesn't have a penis; it's a woman.
Do you believe?
Do you believe men? Mean you have to have a penis. I mean, transgender means
legally when we
transgender does not mean sex change.
Wait, let me finish. When we write off on their note to get their gender exchange to female from male, they have to have the full surgery. They
exchange.
Have 2 letters from different. They're treating psychotherapist and another psychotherapist external assessment saying that they are not experiencing gender dysphoria, which is it's a disorder. So I mean,
and you being a doctor, you think this is absolutely
legal pedophilia, man.
You said, do I think it's what?
Do you think that this is appropriate? You being a doctor, I know you're trying to give definitions and stuff for it, but really, do you think
a transgender person, do I think it's so? If your question is, do I think it's okay for a transgender person that has met the requirements for a gender relabel to play in sports and compete against other women, as it stands right now, I don't think it's wrong because the rules are what they are.
But those are the requirements. You do not have to have a genitalia switch to be considered transgender.
I'm telling you, boy, if we don't stand up now as men, these women are going to run us down the fucking drain, boy. I'm telling you, man.
Look. The only reason that the black community is going for this bullshit is because the black woman has taken the seat at the head of the table.
No.
That's
the only reason. And they pushed the definition for this shit. That shit ain't funny.
When I say that it's not black women,
all you black women who want to sit at the head of the table are y'all are going to send us right down the drain, man. Because y'all go for this shit.
You guys need to do a better job at selecting these black men that you choose to run for Senate and your representative and your House representative. These are black men fighting for these bills. Look at who's
man.
Y'all always got us outnumbered at least 6 to 1.
I'm in the conversations. That's what I'm telling you. These are black men. So
yes, y'all have to agree that there are more men in politics than there are women.
I'm there. I'm listening to the argument.
But how much power do a man actually have if the women already got us outnumbered 5 to 6 to 1?
In politics, they have all the power.
Exactly.
Men still run the world.
Exactly. So
except for in the black community, though. Except for in the black community.
Except for the black
community. Let me encourage this.
most of these cats in these politicians are undercover anyway, man. A lot of them be on the
There you go.
bottom.
Okay, so I'm glad you said it. So there you go. That's what I'm saying. So all I do is encourage people to go to the source, go to Capitol Hill. They announce when they're meeting, when they're discussing, just meeting to discuss.
But MoneyBoy drew a great. MoneyBoy just had a great statement.
Yeah,
and I think we skipped over it. We said men run the world except in the black community.
So community is not where the laws are changed.
No. Look. My job is to love a black woman. My job is not to answer to her.
Don DeMarco.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. But all this, man,
said that you had to answer to her. But what you were implying,
as a culture, as a black community, as a black community, we are answering.
Is that it's black women that are pushing for these laws?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
It's black men and white men.
No. The black woman, the single black mother is feminizing our men. She feminizing our men, man. She weaponizes.
That's a great assumption. That's a great assumption.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
The realities are this: if men choose to do what men have done for ages, that's having sex with other men, and they decide to stand behind a bill that backs this type of behavior and these types of shifts in society, men need to take ownership for that. When men push the narrative of having anal sex with females,
can I get one?
If it was that easy, they wouldn't have to use the power to brainwash our women to get the things to swing their way.
But hold on. We have to. You guys have to admit, though, we're the minority in that situation. So the people who are pushing this don't look like us.
Yes.
No, the people that are pushing it, yeah, it's not necessarily about, but I'm going to say every black man that I've seen vote that are Republican or Democratic that is in the House and the Senate, they've all voted yay. That's what I'm telling you.
And they're gonna go along with the majority.
Go along, get along.
They vote
exactly.
They vote.
They speak first before the vote's even up to the table.
They vote.
They've been paid off before the vote goes to the table.
Exactly.
So
they already know the results.
Okay,
the LGBT community is the biggest mafia in this country, man. If you do anything to them, they'll hit you.
I understand that, but sometimes they're not paid off. I'm gonna say that there's no money involved. But
man, come on, man. Come on. You really believe that?
I'm letting you know what it looks like being in the capital. I'm letting you know what it looks like on the Hill. So there are
all that shit money. All that shit money, man. All
it's
that
not
shit
about
money.
It's not about money. So some people.
So what is it about then?
It's about what they have on them, what they know they've done. Listen to the statement that I just made.
They playing us out right now for money. It is sitting on our TVs every day.
You might think it has to do with money, but it don't.
No, I mean, if you go by what they're showing on TV, no.
Everything.
But she's speaking in code. You got to decipher what she's saying.
What goes on in a man's bedroom, if that's the person that you elect in, and that's the repeated type of person that you elect into these spaces of political office, and they're supposed to be representing you, what goes on in his bedroom. What goes on in his bedroom can sway his vote one way or the other.
Yes, he's going to vote for his interests. That's something that he partakes in, so it would be easy for him to.
Let's not exclude that these guys are affiliated with some type of cult type thing. I mean,
Kabbalah,
like Kevin Samuels. He's gay and he's part of a cult. Don't ignore it. Like Kevin Samuels, you like this guy.
Who's Kevin Samuels?
A gay guy.
I still don't know.
He's popular, but he's gay.
Oh,
he won't come out the closet.
Is he?
Come on, Rush.
Is he?
No, actually, Kevin Samuels is he feels that black women are leading us to destruction.
He doesn't promote it though.
I was just pointing out how he is gay and he got a cult following, and he's part of the manosphere. That's where he started out. So he is in a cult.
But his message isn't promoted.
But can I say one thing about gay people?
I just want to fuck with Rush.
All right, I want to say this.
Educational use.
Look, heterosexual people, we don't make your sexuality a big deal. Gays are the ones who make their sexuality a big deal.
with all that nasty shit they do at pride parades.
Oh my God!
I mean, who really brought it to the surface though? I mean, we know this stuff been around for thousands of years, but didn't for the last 3 or 4 decades the lesbian movement actually brought this gay movement out?
TV.
The person that really got it popping off like for real is Obama.
Obama,
Yes.
yeah.
No, it's not. It goes before him.
Well,
no, when before it came wide open. Think
Jack
about
Tripper
it.
was not that open.
Hold up, but think about it though. When we came
Hey
up,
man,
all of us,
Jack Tripper had 2 female roommates.
Check this out. All of us are
He was
somewhere
knocking,
in the.
Jack
He was
Tripper
knocking them down.
He
But
was knocking
listen,
them out.
all of us are in the same age range, and we all knew that San Francisco was the gay capital of the world, but we didn't know the goings ons and what was happening in San Francisco. Although we knew it's the gay capital, we couldn't see the shit.
That's a
now
great city,
it's just it's in our face now. Where and I bring up the pride parades
I
again
disagree,
because
man. I
they
disagree.
just get to come out.
You guys
Atlanta
were
got
just
San
babies.
Francisco, man.
I was just about to say, well, you guys are just very young, so you haven't had enough years to see things. But in the 70s, being homosexual wasn't a huge issue, and it was actually a very normative
That's
part.
true.
Hippies. That was
No,
hippies.
she's right.
I'm saying hippies and free love. That was the hippie free love era.
What do you think?
But now it's political. Now it's used to shame people.
Exactly.
It disappeared. There were gay people in this.
You and a transsexual female or a trans man. You're a man now. All of you're straight men, right? You got a wife at home, kids upstairs, and you get this package dropped at your doorstep. You kissing and being passionate and engaging with this particular type of person. The next day, what are you going to vote? Whatever is in that packet, that's what you're going to.
Yeah, but
she's making a good point though. She has a point.
A little bit more specific on why they linking up with these transgenders.
That's the preference of. I don't know why you guys.
Because that's what they're attracted to.
Yeah,
that's what they're attracted to. Russ. It just is what it is.
Having an innate attraction to men.
Rush, fuck all the ritual shit. People have been gay since the beginning of time. Niggas have been wearing dresses since the beginning of time. This shit ain't nothing new.
Exactly. I don't know why men.
That's just what they're attracted to.
Especially in a society like this where it's very normalized, and I keep saying it's normalized for black men to engage in anal sex with their women now, right? And so the thing is, you don't.
Not in my house.
Wait for it.
I'm down with anal.
Yes, that's been normal. That's been normal for 20 years.
Exactly. I'm not. So let me say this.
You heard?
No flies.
For the vast majority of men,
exit only.
If you ask yourself, why is it that I feel comfortable engaging in a sexual practice that ties to the same thing that men have? No man ever asked me that.
I engage in it because I engage in it because I know it is a woman. She has a pussy. She has breasts. And that's why I do it.
And you run to that.
I would never consider doing that with a man. I would throw the fuck up. But it's a woman.
An ass is an ass.
It's an ass on a woman. It's like saying a mouth is a mouth. I ain't going for no dude sucking my dick. I'm sorry, it's a mouth, but I don't like men.
Almost every male that I have ever seen in couples therapy where the male has been caught either playing with the sex toy of a female anally by his wife or having sex with a man by his wife, almost every single time, hundreds of times, that has been the excuse. I never planned on doing this with a man because I only did this because she asked me to try it out.
Those niggas are attracted to men. They're lying. They're attracted to men. They knew it was gonna be like that.
I know.
That's why for you to even go the route of allowing them to try it on you means that you have thought about having it done from a man. I don't want. You can't get close to my asshole. If a woman gets close to my asshole, she getting cussed out and possibly smacked.
Let me say
I don't even like the G spot being licked on me. That's uncomfortable for me.
Let me say this real quick, y'all. Hey, y'all. These cats up top if y'all want to admit it or not, dealing with politicians, celebrities, and all that, these cats engage in these gay sexual rituals, man. It's a part of the
You gotta
exemption.
like it, bro. You gotta like it.
Just like she was saying, hold on, let me finish. Just like the doc was saying, like how certain politicians will have videotapes and like pictures with them being with transgenders. They do that so that they can have control over you. Because the first thing, if you get out of pocket, putting out these secrets, they're going to defame your character. So to put out certain materials that you've done. Yo, listen, man. A lot of these rappers be getting
If you ain't gay and you don't like doing gay shit, you can't be compromised.
They be getting drugged, right? They drug they liquor.
Nigga,
right?
bruh, ain't nobody, bruh, you making excuses that, so all these niggas are getting raped now. Nobody can just be gay. Nobody can just be gay. They gotta be compromised some way.
Well, put it this way: when you look at politics, you can't a normal person can't run because the amount of money it costs, to run a campaign, people are backing you. Certain entities are backing you. You have to look at who those entities are.
That's why you have to start small.
There's no such thing as a grassroots campaign.
You start small. You start as mayor or some shit.
Well, no, not even mayor. They
Congressman
do first, then they do chairman, councilman, and things like that. So
small.
It's not difficult to get in there. Okay, like I have a black man that, and I won't put his name out there, but here in Georgia that I supported and I helped him establish himself, and now he's the mayor of a town here, and he's definitely going places. So,
but where does he get his money from? For fundraising.
He got his money from different people, different charities and benefits and things like that I'm tied to.
Talking about Atlanta?
Yeah.
In Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it though. And most people, if you have to, most of the time when you go into politics,
you can't run without money. Now you can't
sir,
run without money.
Can I
money.
finish?
Not in the U.S.
I got you. Can I finish my statement though? Typically, most people that get into politics already have a name established to them to where people are already going to donate. Like Pure Memphis, you're from Memphis. You know it's easy for a Ford to run. You ain't got to know this nigga.
Exactly.
If the man's name is Ford, you're going to get in. And they don't have to have any money. They have the name, and that name alone has connections, which brings them the money.
Yeah. That's totally true.
It's all about who you know when you go. You need the money, but you can also you don't have to have the money yourself. You can have the connection that got the money.
But when you say
owe them a favor.
But the people who give you money want favors.
Yeah, right. I was
they
about
own
to
you.
say that. That's why Ross Perot could never win because he had his own money.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell that nigga to bend over. That's the kind of favors they're gonna ask, nigga.
Look what Bloomberg spent on his own campaign. People typically don't do that.
$2 billion?
A lot of money. He spent enough money to give every American like $1 million.
He's worth $48 billion. So I mean,
but see, candidates like that can never win though, because if you have your own money, you don't owe anyone favors.
You don't owe nobody like Barack Obama was getting fucked.
Well, I mean, he owed favors from when he got elected to his seat in Chicago.
Man, Barack Obama.
Nobody knew who this guy was before he went to Chicagoans weren't talking about him. He owed favors.
Man, Chicago up there on the hill eating that dick. That's what Barack Obama was doing. He was eating that dick.
Possibly.
So you saying his kids are adopted and
yeah,
I don't know about all that.
Michelle is
a fucking man.
That's what I was thinking of for a while.
Unless you got pictures, and I really don't want to see those, I don't believe it.
Michelle look manlier than Barack, man.
Nah, you can't say that, man.
Bro, black women look manly in general.
Don't say that.
Listen.
Have you ever seen them together?
You can't say that.
You don't say.
I'm telling you, man.
The maybe more muscular than the other female counterparts.
What you say, Rush?
Those are not their kids, man. Those are actors, paid actors.
Y'all know these women
crisis
look
actors.
like these women look like Ray Lewis.
Why you think
Y'all
they body that
bullshitting out
old lady
here.
that put their business out there, man?
Man,
She
look at
got like
Gayle
a multi-million
King.
ass
What
people
woman is built like
that
Gayle
room.
King, bro? Gayle King could have played middle linebacker.
Gail got a fat ass though.
Yeah, that is
See,
true.
that's how they get us. See, we know they look like linebackers, but they got fat asses. They be like, we love you.
Where's Joy at?
What about making the stallion?
In the chat,
Y'all know
Hey,
Megan Thee
man.
Stallion is a man.
I will fuck the shit out of Meg Thee Stallion.
Joy,
Hey, man.
defend
Hey,
your
y'all,
peoples,
can I
man.
say something? Party
Megan
done
Thee
ran
Stallion's a
Doc off, and the
man, bro.
party done broke Doc off so bad.
No,
She done run
she
off.
has a show with T, and
Listen, they
I'm
got a
glad she
video out
stopped
where
through.
That's an excuse.
Megan Thee Stallion
No,
Part broke
in
that
the
ass
ball
down.
full out the underwear and shit, nigga.
nigga,
Man,
what? I didn't hear shit you
What?
Megan Thee
said, sir.
Stallion.
I fucked the
Listen,
shit
Megan
out
Thee
of Megan Thee
Stallion is a
Stallion.
man.
Yep, I
It's
would
a
too.
man, bro.
I haven't
Nah,
seen a
nah.
dick, sir, until and
Yo,
I
they
really
got
will.
there's a Google the video. She
Bro,
was twerking and her balls fell out, bro.
That was a
I'm
that was a
telling you,
ponytail, man. That was the ponytail
nigga.
from the
nah,
back.
So you do realize we live in the. You do
that's the
realize we
news, my
live in
nigga.
the. Well, you do realize we live in the age where you can just put anybody's face on some shit, right? Where you can enhance shit and alter shit, right?
Alright, nigga.
Unless
Alright, nigga. That's a dude. I
unless
told
you
y'all.
into
Don't say I didn't warn
unless
y'all,
you
nigga.
into
Yo, matter
computer
of fact,
forensics. So you just saying Meg mom lying, all her friends lying, everybody just lying, just
Hey, cuz.
covering up.
Real talk, man.
So she was born a dude.
Hey, money boy.
yes,
Real talk.
Megan Thee
At
Stallion
work
is a
last
man.
week, man, she tried to give me a hug.
Kevin Samuels is a woman. You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about that because you like Kevin Samuels. You ain't real.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna piggyback off of what Pure Memphis just said about what you say. Trans just try to give you a hug
at work.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys watch it. I watch I'm a Big Brother. So they have
nigga.
I'm
sorry,
no,
George.
hold on. Let me
I'm
elaborate.
sorry, George.
Let me elaborate.
Okay,
no,
before you elaborate.
I was gonna agree with what he's saying because Genuine got in a lot of big trouble. That was retarded. A lot of big trouble.
I would file sexual harassment, sir.
Yeah, because he
file
didn't want
sexual harassment.
Can I finish my story?
Well, you cut me off, Joy. Can I finish what I was saying?
What?
File sexual harassment.
Go ahead, Joy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
I was gonna agree with you because Genuine got in trouble on Big Brother because a transgender was trying to hug him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." So it went viral, and everybody got on his head like, "Oh my God, why would you do that?" Like, that's his
it's
personal
shame.
space. If he doesn't want to hug a man, woman, don't be mad at him.
Can I tell you how it went
trying to
down for
shame
me?
him.
Can I tell you how it went down for me? Look, I'm nice to everybody at work. I don't look. What's up, dog? If you say what's up, T? What's up, T? What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? So the sissy dude would say, "What's up?" I'm nice. What's up, dude? So I'm coming into work. I'm walking through the break room because I grabbed me a couple of some snacks before I hit my do my thing because I get hungry during the shift. And this motherfucker walk up to me, man, as I'm leaving the break room and reach his arm out and was like, "Hey, how you?" I'm like, "Whoa, bro."
The man came at him. He be like, "I gotta holler at this nigga."
I was like, "Ho, bro." You know what I'm saying?
Sexual harassment. I would go to HR. They'll settle with you.
Yes, and that's an invasion of someone's space.
Because if you hugged a woman and she said she was uncomfortable, your ass would be in trouble.
Exactly.
But now
So that's what I'm saying. Take your ass to HR and file you a claim, sexual harassment claim.
But they're gonna flip it on you though. Don't do that.
It's on camera.
They might flip the script on you.
It's on camera.
Here's the catch. Here's the catch. I work at Nike, man. Nike real woke.
You can't flip it. You can't flip it on me if I'm the one that reported. You can't flip it on
Nike
me.
real woke. Masculinity.
That's how they did the women, ain't it? When the women call
actually, that's not true. If they got witnesses, man, they could spin that story, man. Get your ass fired real quick, nigga.
Yeah.
You know we're gonna hold
prior behavior, what you said in the past.
And that's when you take your ass to EEOC. You
my
take
brother,
it a step further.
I woke up my brother, and I went to my brother and said, "Hey, dog, you know that motherfucking punk tried to hug me, right?" He said, "Hey, man, leave that shit alone, T. These motherfuckers no, bro. Let that shit alone, man. Don't speak on it no more. Just let that shit alone, bro."
We're being bullied by these people.
But at the same point in time, bro, when it comes to a straight black male at Nike, I'm playing the road game.
No, I'm saying
the home team.
But look at this though.
What do you do for
but
Nike?
Look at this though. The fact that all the men up here are saying
Rush want the new Jordans.
All the men are saying let it go.
What do you do?
But
What do you do
they
for
don't
Nike?
let.
What you say?
What kind of job you have with Nike? I'm curious.
I'm an operations specialist at Nike.
Oh, okay.
Well, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? now that you know what he does, what's up now? But no, it's like we're being bullied by them because it's everybody up here saying let it go. I'm the only motherfucker in your life that said, bruh, report that shit, because that's what a woman would do, and that's what they would do.
You don't understand the writing on the wall, bro. Nike.
I'm not getting
He got
bullied.
more rights than me. He got more rights than me, bro.
That's only because you're taking the approach that he got more rights than me. I think they're going to believe this nigga over me, and that's where we lose.
They are.
It's how you word it, too.
I know if you work at the Dew Allen location, I've done security in that motherfucker. It's cameras everywhere. That shit is on camera.
But look,
if you wherever you at, there's cameras everywhere. When I gave dude
that elbow to his neck, he got the message, man. He ain't said nothing to me since.
But I'm saying human resources can review that. You were by yourself minding your business, and this nigga walked up on you. There's no way to spin that.
Like, who does that shit? Who walks up to a nigga and tries to hug them?
So what was the issue with?
But that's how they. That's typically how they meet dudes.
Okay, look, bro. If me and you men, we bro hug, hand, shoulder, like this. We don't wrap our arms around each other and hug.
He was gay. That's how he hits on men.
But you can't word it that way, or else they're gonna look at that and then say, "Well, what's the difference?"
Exactly.
So the difference
so you gotta word it properly.
It's unwanted touching. It's unwanted touching. I don't. No man or woman can just come up on me and hug me because I can't just walk up on them and do it.
That's the thing. So you take out the sexual orientation out of it, and it's all about your personal space and privacy. If you go from that angle, then you might have a point.
But it still falls under sexual harassment.
I'm good. I sent Joe the message. He ain't said nothing to me since. So I'm good.
I'm snitching. I wish they would fire me. Then I'm suing and they gonna settle because they got a lot of money and they were in the fucking wrong. That's my long game. Fuck them. I ain't trying to keep my job, especially when this motherfucking violated me. Oh shit. Hell no.
I got benefits. I got 401k.
I'm saying,
I got all this shit, man.
I understand that. I'm saying my long-term game sits because it's very rare that a company does something that you can get money off them for. This is one of those rare things.
If you see how Nike operates, bro.
They'll pay you $100,000 to walk away and shut up.
Man, they gotta give me more than that.
Yeah, that's a short game.
But they still. But I'm saying,
tell you the truth, I wouldn't took none of that. I would just beat that motherfucker's ass. I'm gonna keep it real. Fuck all that telling HR or whatever.
That ain't short. That's not a short game. But you can ask for $1 million,
and you might get shot when you get in the parking lot.
250, 300,000. But you still play the game that the women are playing in the transgenders. Yeah. You sexually harass me. I'm finna me too your ass. I'm a victim. Pay me money.
Yep. You right.
I wish a motherfucker would. I'm a poster child for some shit like that when I can exploit the system.
Let's get this straight. He didn't get an arm on me. I seen that motherfucker coming and I put that elbow in his neck, man. Like, what the fuck is you doing, bro?
For the
fact that he tried is enough. Sexual harassment. Unwanted touching.
Yep.
Well, he would have been mopping himself up off the floor. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
What the fuck is wrong?
I ain't got no patience for real. I don't know. I ain't got no patience.
It's weird having dudes hit on. It's actually a thing now. That's why I'm saying we're in a different time. Back in the day, I never could imagine a dude hitting on me back in the day. Nowadays, these niggas are open with it.
A nigga done hit on you?
Man.
Yes, and nigga had to be like, "I'm good, bro." The shit happens in 2021.
Hold on. In what setting?
When a nigga hit on you?
How this happen?
In the store. In the apartment.
What store?
Niggas is just looking at you. See you out, just like how you said, you'll speak to a motherfucker, you be like, what's up?
What's up?
They just constantly keep making comments, and you be like,
I'm like days of Noah,
the
man.
fuck is wrong with you? Nigga, I'm good. I don't like dudes.
Listen, we had it in the times of days of Noah, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, man, niggas used to rape niggas, man. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yes, that's why I'm like this shit. That's why I'm saying you talking about trends and shit. That shit ain't fucking new.
Bible says
nigga,
angels
wanted to rape men, bruh.
Put them niggas to
in
death.
the Bible.
What?
In the Bible, actual angels, when they went to Job, they wanted to rape the men, and Job said, "No, take my daughters." Angels wanted to rape men.
Job?
Yes, the story of Job.
Nah, you got
the one that got swallowed by the whale?
Not Jonah, Job. God's chosen one, the one that God made a bet with the devil that he couldn't turn.
Yo.
I need a refresher course.
Hey, y'all, let's change subject.
Y'all talking about unicorns and swallowed whales and shit. Get the hell out of here.
Hey, but can we change subject, bro?
No, but I was just pointing out that this shit ain't nothing new. All this homosexuality. When
bro.
The Bible and Rush, all you gotta do is look up the story of Job Job and read it. Angels wanted to sleep with the men in the city. They ran to
MoneyBoy. Where your funny looking ass cousin at?
You're talking about the sons of God slept with the daughters of man, dog.
No, I'm talking about nigga. I'm talking about Job. No, I'm talking about Job. You can just Google it. You ain't got to argue with me. You can Google it right now. When Job gave his daughters to the angels, you can just Google it. Just ask, sir, just Google, did Job give his daughters to the... Just Google it. You keep arguing with me instead of Googling it.
Because I read the book of Job 100 times, bro.
And I've read it 100 times too, and instead of arguing with you, I'm saying double check me and Google it right now.
I'm on my phone, bro. I'm not even like on the computer right now.
Oh man, you full of shit. That's niggas for you. They will argue you down, but won't look it up. That's okay. I'll do it.
Hey,
look where I'm at.
Rush.
Go ahead, pardon my presence.
I was gonna say you have racial anxiety, Rush. You hear me?
What happened?
You have racial anxiety?
Do I have racial anxiety?
Yeah.
As if, could you explain what that is?
I don't even know what it is, man. You gotta have to MoneyBoy about that.
You're actually, Rush, you're correct. It was Lot. You're correct. It was Lot. Got the name confused. Lot, Job, same. It sounds the same. But you're correct.
Who's Job?
It was Lot.
Oh shit, MoneyBoy was wrong.
Job was the one that still had the bet with God, where he was God's most faithful servant. And
oh my god! Okay, let me explain it to everybody, please.
So that one's right, though. That context is right about Job. I just added the extra shit.
Listen. With Job, yes. The devil went up. He went to go politic with God and was like, "Yo, listen, I want that nigga Job." Now, no. Let me recant that real quick.
The devil was like, "I can get somebody."
Let me explain it. Okay. They came out was like, "Yo, listen, man, I've been roaming. I'm looking for a sucker so I could drain his life source, right?" So the Most High is like, "Yo, have you considered my servant Job?" Right? He was like, "Yeah, I consider that nigga, but yo, you got the hedge over his head." right? Then most I was like, yeah, all right, then I'll take the heads off and you do whatever. You know what I mean? He took that, he allowed Satan
Pimped him
to,
out.
huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is God. God
He
instead of
pimped him
saying,
out.
Pretty
but
much.
yes,
Turned him out.
but Russ, here's the kicker though, Russ.
Let me
We
finish
got the
that.
Russ. We
Pretty
got the
much,
gist of this
no,
story.
let me
What's the
finish,
close
bro.
notes, man?
Dude, we got the gist of the story. We got the gist of the story. Fuck all of this. The important part of this story. The important. I'm gonna get you the fuck up out of here. The important.
You ain't doing up to PM Memphis yesterday. You let that nigga fucking shit. You asshole.
And you lucky my shit is free. You lucky my shit is freezing up.
Pretty much, Satan try to get Job to curse God out. It never happened. Job remained faithful and steadfast, and
Sure.
pretty
Because
much
you try to use words.
The important part of that story is God had a conversation with the devil instead of just saying, nigga, get the fuck away from here. You can't fuck with Job. He was like, you can go test him. You can do anything but kill him. So he gave him boils. He did all types of fuck shit to Job just to prove a point to the devil that you can't turn this nigga. This fucked up. And this is God who's supposed to know this shit from the get-go, but he just wanted to play it out. That's the important part of the story.
That's the Old Testament, man.
Same God, New Testament, Old Testament, same nigga.
Old Testament got some stories in it.
Yes, but Lot is the one who the angels wanted to sleep with men, and he offered up his daughters. And Lot's wife is the one who turned around and looked at the city while they were burning it and turned into a pillar of salt.
Yeah, you talking about
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah,
that was Lot. I said Job, so you were right on that one, Royce. See, that's what men do. I looked it up since you gave excuses, and I said I was wrong. I was like, oh, I was wrong. Okay, you got it.
And you was wrong, and you said it in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, you didn't have to process nothing.
It didn't take 3 weeks and none of that shit. I wasn't mad. I was like, oh shit, I got the word. I got the names mixed up. They 3-letter names. And the Bible is full of thousands of them motherfuckers, so it's a simple mistake.
It didn't take you 6 days to apologize, sir. I appreciate that. Shout out to Joy.
She fell off. Yeah, she fell off. But that's what I was saying. Like, this homosexuality shit ain't new. If niggas is, I think the British men used to dress up like they used to have wigs and all of that shit on. So that's nothing fucking new.
Yes. So explain what's racist anxiety. What is that?
It's when it's like white people feeling like they have to tiptoe around black people because they feel like anything they say may be construed as racist, and it's like black people being scared to go around white people because they feel like white people are going to be racist towards them. I ain't know this shit was a thing until last night. So have you experienced racial anxiety? Have you been in a setting where you felt like off top white people were going to judge you a certain type of way?
Yeah, of course, all the time.
So it is a thing. The only thing I said I could resonate with it when it comes to police encounters, but I said it doesn't matter the color of that. It's just a police officer in general. I'm doing the same system that I've had since I was 16 and started driving.
Right. I mean, it is a thing, especially if you're working in corporate America, bro. Like, yo, you definitely gonna have to code switch and try to hide your ghetto-ness as much as possible.
But ghetto-ness is not a good thing, though. Like, I don't understand. Like, when you say that, it's almost like saying that being professional and talking like you have sense is a bad thing in a corporate setting.
Let me clean that up real quick. I say ghetto-ness for conversation's sake, but as far as my vernacular, I would prefer to use the vernacular that I grew up using with my peers. coming up instead of using the white man's vernacular. You know what I
So
mean?
it's certain settings call for that. When you with your peers and the people you came up with, you use that vernacular. When you're where you make your money, you
I'm just
speak in the.
explaining what I meant earlier. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I know what you meant, but I'm saying it
Yeah.
still goes back to the same thing. It's almost like we have a problem being professional in the setting that pays our bills.
Let me tell you
Who
why that's
does?
hard. Because
Black people.
Because when I have my corporate gig, man, I would have to front so hard, man. Talk about things I ain't care about, even like talking like them. And it's like at the end of the day, I'd be so drained doing that shit.
What's talking like them? Were you saying rad, totally dude, or do you mean were you
Nah,
speaking with correct English?
not to that degree. Nah, I mean,
You were speaking correct English? That's not
yeah.
them. Correct English is correct English. Anybody can speak it.
You're laughing at the racist jokes.
Oh yeah, they have plenty of those.
Hey, if they're funny, they funny. If they lame, I'm gonna let them know that shit wasn't funny.
You might get one or two past me, but that's about it.
That's why, like, I'll never work at an office again, bro. I can't do that shit, bro. That shit ain't never happening.
But even working for yourself, when you're out getting contracts, are you talking to the people that you're about to try to get to do business with you to hire you? Because even when I've owned my own security company, you still are going out to sell yourself to somebody. Somebody else is hiring you.
Here's the thing. With me doing executive protective services, which is a part of law enforcement, like I don't deal with little people. I only deal with VPs.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't go to them saying, "What's up, yeah, I mean."
Nigga, let me finish, nigga.
Nope, you stop me.
Oh my god, yo, you on some nigga shit today, boy.
You know what? You know what?
You try to use words.
Try to use no words. Yeah, you be talking to the VP niggas like you got sense. You don't be talking to them like the niggas on the block because you're trying to portray your business a certain way.
Time out.
So I gotta come correct. You know what I mean?
So why is it any different than working in a corporate setting?
Because in the corporate setting, I have to be like that for 8 hours to 12 hours straight. When I'm dealing with the VPs, it's in and out, bro. And I go to my
when you go to that detail for them, you're professional as fuck. It's for 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours or 1 hour or 2 hours, however long it is.
When I go to
He sends a white guy from.
When I go to my details, I'm dealing with hood niggas.
I'm gonna be again. I could be real. When I did my shit, I did mostly rappers, so I was able to drink and smoke and do anything that I fucking wanted to do while I was securing these niggas. But when I was on security detail for the police director of Memphis, there's no way I could do that shit. There's no way I could be talking to the director of the police department the same way I'm talking to these rappers I'm chilling with.
That's normal though. You speak the way you need to speak for the target audience. Politicians do it. Rappers do it. Everybody does it. It's part of life. You gotta be able to connect.
It's called a simulation.
And
it's a simulation.
Yo, listen, man. I'm not tripping about it, man. I fix the situation where I ain't gotta talk like that for like 12 hours straight. You know what I mean? Straight up fronting.
But do they make you nervous?
Nah, they don't make me nervous. Nah.
So you don't have racial anxiety in that situation.
I never said I had racial anxiety.
I just was pointing out in that situation you don't have it.
I'm just saying I just don't like conforming myself into their style. You know what I mean?
You got corporate anxiety.
Huh?
You have corporate anxiety.
New term, corporate anxiety.
Yeah, that's what you call it, yeah. Because I'll never work in the office ever again, bro. It's not happening.
I don't know if I work in my own office.
But Russ, don't you consider yourself a high value man?
We was doing so good, man.
You high value, ain't it? You heard? Ain't you high value?
I'm high value.
You got your own
security. It won't let me let you in, Joy.
You got your own security firm, right?
It's not my own firm, man. But I'm high ranked.
I got one question. I got one question for you.
What's up?
When you listen back at these videos and you realize that your microphone sound like some Rice Krispies, why don't you high value ass?
Good, DeMarco. Oh, that's funny, but that's his internet connection.
Set him up.
His mic.
Mama's cooking.
Hey, listen, man.
Mama's cooking. Sprinkle this out. Mama's cooking. Sprinkle this out. Mama's cooking. Sprinkle this out.
That was a nice setup.
It's his internet service. It's his internet service.
And he's a millionaire. I think I got a cheap phone. All right.
Russ, you know what I've noticed? When you on Dr. Jefferson panel, nigga, your shit crystal clear as fuck. So I slick got Anna, simp ass nigga. Your Wi-Fi be simping.
Nah, I be using my other phone. I got like 3 phones.
Nigga, okay, use the phone that you use on Dr. Jefferson show where it's clear. Cause you always get me with the phone.
I ain't lying, boy. You sound like a mouse in a cardboard box, man, trying to get
out. A mouse in a chip bag. There, yo, it be cutting. Your service be cutting in and out. It's not your mic. It's the actual service where it cuts in and out. We can hear you just fine here. Last night I had to cut your mic down.
Oh,
the mic ain't the problem. It's the reception.
My bad.
But guys, I guess we covered it all. Y'all go sub to Pardon My Presence channel. Y'all sub to Mad Militant's channel. I don't know what if Pure Memphis is gonna start him a show or not. Russ, can you give us your words of wisdom before I hit this button?
Sure, no problem, guys. Y'all,
yeah.
Y'all seek wisdom and practice humility and stay sucker free. You heard?
Totally rad, dude. Thanks for coming up, Russ.
And get you some 6G, man. Get you some 6G. Well, goddamn.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.
MoneyBoy, trade. MoneyBoy, trade. MoneyBoy, trade. 33 shots like Pip and a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. 33 shots like Pip and a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. Cashing out, hit the mall and I splurge. Purple activist sipping on serve. Every package insured and secured. Stamp my passport, I'm headed to Europe. Where you from, who you is, what you doing? Living life, taking pictures with tourists. Smoking loud, fuck a hater, can't hear him. It's the sale, yeah, I got him on clearance. Magic trick after work disappearing. Champagne color, the foreign, I'm steering. I'm too high cause I'm talking to Siri. Asking questions like, bitch, do you hear me? Frozen water, my wrist and my earring. Louis V from my head to my shoestrings. In the year hopping out, feeling coopage. Keep a rushing like Vladimir Putin. I'm cocking, I'm aiming, I'm shooting. Full of loud on my nuisance. Mr. Pure, I got flavors and juices. Easy eating this prime, I'm so ruthless. Pick a bone with my thug, he might do you. Making play, pulling up in the Uber. Full of moon rock, I'm stuck in the stupor. Stupid head, that little bitch need a tutor. Pussy tight, dripping, wet, leaking fluid. One night stand, kick her out and I'm through with it. Checks just like Nike, I'm doing it. Bitch on my dick cause I'm doing it. Killing this shit, I keep proving it. How you like it when done, well I'm doing it. 33 shots like Pip and a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. 33 shots like Pip and a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd.
Camouflage just like an army nigga. Like bees on high, we gon' swarm a nigga. We bustin' it, running no warnings, nigga. I started out early like the morning, nigga. Converted my money to a foreign figure. Spotify title, we doing numbers. My word different now like Creed. Summers go get what I won't, never need nothing. Keep two bumping like Three's company. Like the casino, the streets is company. Chopping you down like a tree company. Honestly, trying to get mine abundantly. Level out of haters, so I'm still in front of me. Really ain't my fault what the streets have done to me. World so cold, gotta keep my gun with me. Used to be broke, people used to make fun of me. The same ones laughing, same ones they fun of me. Calling my phone, asking can they come with me. Put in no work, cause they want some free. Jackets ain't swag, but they go on the stunt street. Double 2, 3, but they go on the 100 street. They scared to take a chance, I was on the punch street. Been scared of heights, don't wanna see what's under me. Shoot to get shot, can't let them take me underneath.
33 shots like pimping a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. 33 shots like pimping a bird. Fuck what you talking about, fuck what you heard. Play with them falcons, play with them birds. Leaning, I'm sipping on syrup. Shooters on deck, just give them the word. Seeing double, my vision is blurred. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I'm too high, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd.